Leo, can I ask you something a little personal?
Sure. What's on your mind?
Do you think it's possible to feel something really deeply, like truly feel it, and still choose not to act on it?
You mean like feel the emotion but not let it drive the car?
Exactly. Feel it completely, sit with it, but still pause before you do anything.
Honestly, that sounds like one of the hardest things a person can actually do.
It is, but here's the thing. It might also be one of the most important skills a person can ever build, and that is exactly what we're exploring today. Hello, and welcome back, English learners. You're listening to Mr. English Daily, the podcast where real conversations help you build real English. I'm Luna.
And I'm Leo. So happy you're joining us today.
Leo, before we get into the main topic, I need to share something that happened to me recently. It's a little embarrassing, but very relatable.
Oh, I love those stories. Go ahead.
Okay, so I sent my friend a voice message, a long one. I was sharing something personal, something that had been bothering me for days. I was being really open, really vulnerable, and she replied with one word.
One word?
One letter, actually, just K.
K. Just the letter K.
No punctuation, no emoji, just K. And in about 30 seconds, my brain had already written a whole story. Does she think I'm being dramatic? Did I overshare? Is she annoyed? Did something happen between us that I don't even know about?
And the real reason was probably something completely ordinary.
She was in the middle of a work call, she told me later. She just typed K because she wanted me to know she'd seen it, but she couldn't talk. That was it.
But your mind had already built a whole emotional building out of one letter.
A full skyscraper with floors and elevators and a dramatic rooftop scene.
That is so human. The situation was small. The story inside your head was enormous.
And here's what really got me thinking. I wasn't reacting to what actually happened. I was reacting to what I had imagined it meant.
And that is the heart of today's episode. How do we stop emotional reactions that are based on stories our minds created, not on what actually happened?
This is a B1 to B2 level conversation, so you'll hear natural English for emotional situations, misunderstandings, difficult moments, and the language of self-control.
And we have our word tour coming up later with 6 carefully chosen words. We'll go deep on each one, real examples, youthful patterns, and different ways to use them.
So stay with us. By the end of this episode, you won't just understand the topic, you'll have better English to talk about emotional moments with more confidence.
And a quick question for you before we continue. When something upsets you, do you usually react right away, or do you give yourself a moment first?
Be honest with yourself. No judgment here.
Write in the comments, I react quickly, or I pause first.
And if your answer is, I react quickly, but I'm trying to change that, welcome. You are in very good company.
Very large company. Emotionally invested membership.
All right. Let's start with a simple but important idea. When life puts pressure on us, people tend to respond in one of 2 ways.
And I think most of us have been both types at different times.
Absolutely. The first type of person, when something goes wrong, they get pulled into the emotion immediately.
A mistake happens, a plan falls apart, someone says something that stings, and the mind says, why is this always happening to me?
That feeling is so familiar. A small setback turns into evidence that everything is difficult. One hard moment feels like a pattern.
Right, and it's not just the problem anymore. The mind adds weight to it. History, fear, old memories. Suddenly, the problem is carrying a lot more than it actually is.
So it's like the problem happens once in real life, but it replays 10 times in your head.
Exactly, and that's when people internalize it.
Internalize. That means taking something inward, making it personal.
Yes, instead of thinking that was a hard moment, the mind moves to maybe something is wrong with me. One rejection becomes I'm not enough. One piece of criticism becomes nobody respects me. One missed opportunity becomes nothing ever works out for me.
So the problem is painful once, but then we attach it to our identity and it becomes painful over and over.
And from that place, the reaction comes out fast. You speak from hurt. You answer from anger. You make decisions from disappointment. And then later, when the wave has passed, you think, why did I say that?
That regret after reacting too quickly is such a heavy feeling.
It really is. Now, the second person.
The second person faces the same pressure. They feel the same hurt, the same frustration, the same disappointment. But before that feeling controls their next move, they pause.
So they're not pretending it doesn't hurt.
No, they're just not letting the hurt make all the decisions.
That's a kind of strength that doesn't always look dramatic from the outside.
It's not the kind of strength where you feel nothing. It's the kind where what you feel doesn't automatically become what you do.
So the difference isn't who has problems. Everyone has problems. The difference is who reacts from the first emotional wave and who waits long enough to choose a better response.
One person becomes the emotion, the other person notices the emotion.
And that one small gap, that moment of noticing, can change the whole direction of a conversation.
And this connects directly to your case story, right? It does. The fact was, my friend replied with one word. That's all.
Just one small piece of information.
But my mind didn't stay with the fact. It started filling in the gaps, and it filled them with fear.
Which brings us to something really important. Black and white thinking.
Black and white thinking is when the mind jumps to extremes, no middle ground. Either everything is fine or everything is falling apart. Either they care completely or they don't care at all.
So instead of maybe they're just busy, the mind goes straight to they're ignoring me.
Instead of maybe that feedback can help me grow, the mind says, I'm not good enough.
Instead of that plan didn't work, the mind says nothing ever works out for me.
And this is how we misinterpret a situation.
Misinterpret, to understand something in the wrong way.
We take one piece of information, one word, one look, one tone, and we give it the most painful meaning possible.
Because we're reading the situation through fear, and fear is not very accurate reader.
Fear is dramatic. It adds background music and worst-case scenarios and conclusions that haven't been earned.
But the truth is usually quieter.
So before we react, we can ask one question. Do I actually know the full story?
Because sometimes we only know one piece, and our mind has already decided what the whole puzzle looks like.
The fact is, they replied with one word. The story is, they don't care about me.
The fact is, they disagreed with me. The story is, they're against me.
The fact is, I made a mistake. The story is, I always fail.
When we separate the fact from the story we've built around it, we get space.
And that space is where control comes back.
Okay, now some people here don't react and worry it means let people treat you badly.
Yes, and that is not what we mean at all.
Not reacting doesn't mean you have no limits. It doesn't mean you stay quiet about everything.
It means you don't let the first emotional wave write your response for you. You might still need to speak. You might still need to say, that hurt me, or please don't speak to me that way.
But your words come from clarity, not from panic.
You're not trying to cause pain. You're trying to communicate.
And that changes the entire energy of the conversation.
It really does, because when we react from pain, we often want the other person to feel that pain too.
That's honest.
Very honest, and we don't need to judge ourselves for feeling this, but we also don't have to obey it.
Not every feeling deserves immediate action.
Because an impulsive response might feel powerful for 5 seconds and create a problem that lasts far longer.
Impulsive, acting too quickly before thinking about what comes next.
And one impulsive sentence can escalate the whole situation.
Escalate, to make something bigger, more intense, more difficult.
So the pause isn't only about calming yourself, it's also about protecting the situation from growing into something it doesn't need to be. If someone criticizes you, pause. If a plan falls apart, pause. If you feel dismissed, pause.
If you feel embarrassed, especially pause, because embarrassment makes us react very fast.
That is so true. Sometimes what looks like anger is actually embarrassment trying to protect itself.
Anger walks in like a very loud security guard.
with absolutely zero training.
None whatsoever.
So the pause gives you time to ask, what is actually happening inside me right now? Am I hurt? Am I afraid? Am I feeling ignored?
When you can name the feeling, it loses some of its power over you.
And that is the difference between reacting and responding.
Reacting is fast. Responding is chosen.
Reacting says, I feel this, so I'll act right now. Responding says, I feel this, so I'll slow down and decide carefully.
But Luna, what about people who think pausing makes them seem weak?
I understand that fear, but pausing isn't weakness.
What is it then?
It's self-command. It means you're strong enough not to be pulled in every direction by every comment, every mood, every difficult person around you.
So the calm person isn't the one who feels nothing.
The calm person is the one who feels everything and still chooses wisely.
That is really the core of today's episode.
It is, because not reacting isn't about becoming emotionless.
It's about becoming clear.
And it's about being kind to your future self.
Your future self?
Yes, your present emotion might want to send the angry message, walk out, say the sharp thing, make a big decision from a bad moment. But your future self has to live with what happens next.
Your future self has to explain it, or repair it, or sit with the discomfort of it.
So before reacting, we can ask, will my future self thank me for this?
Simple question, powerful answer.
If the answer is probably not, pause.
Definitely pause.
And the more you practice this, something quietly shifts.
What shifts?
You start trusting yourself more because you know you can handle the feeling without being controlled by it.
You can feel hurt and stay whole. You can feel angry and stay kind. You can feel misunderstood and still choose your words carefully.
And that is where restraint becomes essential.
Restraint, the ability to stop yourself from doing something even when part of you really wants to.
You feel the impulse strongly, and you still don't follow it.
So restraint isn't numbness.
No, restraint is strength with direction. You care deeply, and you still stay steady.
You can love someone and still say, I need a moment before we talk about this.
You can be peaceful without being passive. You can be honest without being harmful.
So if we map the whole emotional journey, life puts pressure on you. You internalize it. Your mind may misinterpret what it means. You get defensive. You feel impulsive. The situation can escalate. And then restraint is what gives you a better path.
That's the whole arc.
React immediately or pause, question the story, and choose your response.
And that one pause can protect your peace, your words, and sometimes your most important relationships.
Before we go into the word tour, let's leave one sentence with our listeners.
What sentence?
Not reacting doesn't mean I feel nothing. It means I'm choosing what actually deserves my energy.
Word tour. 6 powerful words from today's episode.
It's time for the word tour. 6 words, real depth, no rushing.
These are words that help you describe what happens inside you before you react. Let's begin.
Word 1, internalize.
To internalize means to take something deeply into yourself, emotionally or mentally. You absorb it and make it part of how you feel or think about yourself.
So if someone gives me feedback and I start thinking, maybe I'm just not capable, I'm internalizing the criticism.
The comment was outside, but you carried it inside.
Useful sentences. I tend to internalize negative feedback. Or, she internalized everything he said, even when it wasn't meant personally.
And the adjective, internalized, describes something that's already deep inside, like internalized pressure or internalized fear.
Many conversation.
You seemed really quiet after that meeting. Are you okay?
I think I internalized what they said. It felt like the criticism was about me as a person, not just a project.
Maybe it was about the work, not about who you are.
Quick note, don't say I internalized myself. Say I internalized the comment. I internalized what they said.
Instead of, I got the wrong idea, try, I internalized it.
Word 2, misinterpret.
To misinterpret means to understand something in the wrong way.
This word is perfect for emotional moments because we often react not to what happened, but to what we thought it meant.
Someone takes a little longer to reply, you think they're pulling away. You may be misinterpreting the silence.
The fact, they replied slowly. The story, they don't care.
Useful sentences. I think I misinterpreted your message, or I misinterpreted your tone.
The noun is misinterpretation. The argument happened because of one misinterpretation.
Mini conversation. When I said I needed some space, I wasn't upset with you.
I misinterpreted that. I thought you were pulling away.
No, I just needed time to think.
Quick note, don't say I misinterpreted about your message. Say, I misinterpreted your message. I misinterpreted what you meant.
Instead of, I got the wrong idea, try, I misinterpreted it. Word 3, defensive.
Defensive means reacting as if you're being attacked, even when the other person may not be attacking you at all.
So if someone offers feedback and I immediately start explaining and justifying before they've even finished, I'm being defensive.
Useful sentences. I got defensive when I heard the criticism. Or, his tone was a little defensive.
The noun is defensiveness. Her defensiveness made the conversation much harder than it needed to be.
And the verb is defend, to protect. I defended my position in the meeting. Defend can be necessary. Getting defensive is when it happens too fast or too emotionally.
Mini conversation. Can I be honest with you? That response came across as a bit sharp.
Sharp? I was just explaining my point.
I know, I'm not criticizing you. I just want to share how it felt.
You're right. I got defensive. Sorry about that.
Quick note. Don't say, I became defend. Say, I got defensive. I became defensive.
Instead of, I acted like I was being attacked, say, I got defensive.
Don't say, I did defensive. Say, I was defensive. I acted defensively.
Word 4, impulsive.
Impulsive means acting too quickly, before you've thought carefully about the result.
If you send an angry message the moment you feel hurt, that was impulsive.
Useful sentences. That reply was impulsive, or I made an impulsive decision.
The noun is impulse, a sudden, strong urge to do something. I had the impulse to reply immediately, but I resisted it.
And the adjective, impulsively, is the adverb. I spoke impulsively. I replied impulsively. I reacted impulsively.
Basically, your calm self was not consulted.
Your emotional self grabbed the microphone and started talking.
Mini conversation.
Did you reply to that message?
I did, way too fast. It was impulsive.
What did you say?
Something my patient self would not have approved of.
Quick note, don't say I did impulsive. Say I was impulsive. I acted impulsively.
Instead of I did it without thinking, say I acted impulsively.
Word 5, escalate.
To escalate means to become bigger, worse, or more intense. This word is useful when a small disagreement grows into something much larger.
Two people start talking calmly, then voices rise, then old topics come up. The situation escalated.
Youthful sentences. The conversation escalated quickly. Or, I didn't want to escalate things, so I stayed quiet.
The noun is escalation. We need to avoid escalation here.
And the opposite, de-escalate, means to bring things back to calm. She asked one careful question, and it de-escalated everything.
So 5 emotional voice messages in a row, that is escalating.
That's not communication. That's a series.
Episode 1, why did you say fine? Episode 2, the read receipts continue.
Mini conversation.
Why didn't you reply right away?
I was frustrated, and I knew anything I sent would escalate things. So I waited.
And then what?
I asked, can you help me understand what you meant? That question brought things back down.
Quick note, don't say it escalated big. Say it escalated or things became more intense.
Instead of, I don't want to make this worse, say, I don't want to escalate this.
And our final word, restraint.
Restraint is the ability to stop yourself from doing something, especially when part of you strongly wants to.
If you feel like sending a sharp reply, but you put the phone down, that is restraint.
Youthful sentences. She showed real restraint in that moment. Or, I'm learning to practice restraints when I feel triggered.
The adjective is restrained. His response was restrained, meaning calm, controlled, not explosive.
And the verb